All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the Intermediate UX Design Virtual Open Evening. My name is Adrian Daniels, and I'm the Head of Growth and Partnerships at UX Academy. If you can hear us, let us know in the chat. Let us know where you're dialing in from, what town, what city, what country. We'd like to know where you're coming from in the world. Also, let us know why you are attending this event today. I'm really happy, really excited that you could join us all today and take some time out of your busy schedule to learn a lot more about what the Intermediate UX Design course at UX Academy offers. We're gonna take you through a little bit about UX Academy and the differences and the outcomes and the purpose behind the course before we hand over to one of our course instructors who is going to take you through the structure and what the course contains. Okay. So I'm just going to. Okay, so who is UX Academy? So UX Academy, in essence, is a training organization that's been running for over 4 years now. We are a bunch of enthusiasts, entrepreneurs, designers, developers. Uh, we are just crazy about technology and design, and we've been delivering the best in UX design practice and training for the past few years now. Now, UX Academy was established on the back of UX Mobile UX London, which is a community based out of London with over 10,000 members, which brings together the brilliant minds in UX design, and product development, which has had over 3,000 members or more attend their events. Now, UX Academy was established on the back of Mobile UX London because there was a desire, there was a need for training within the community. And as a result, Mobile UX London launched UX Academy, which has been running for the past few years. So we run part-time evening courses, which run once a week for 6 weeks or 8 weeks, depending on what course you're taking. And we've also recently launched a whole bunch of short courses which run over 2 days in various areas such as CV and portfolio, visual design, voice design, product design, and also UX strategy, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later on, and so much more. So obviously you can visit our website, myuxacademy.com. The link is in the description box on YouTube. You can find out more about what we do. All right, so why UX Academy? So there's 6 main reasons why you guys should consider UX Academy. All our training is 100% online. We've been running our courses online since March 2020, since the pandemic hit. And since then, we've had well over 100 students come through our programs and graduate. And we've had, a good number of those students, get jobs, paid jobs, internships, promotions, the list goes on. So it's been very successful, even though we've gone online. We do also provide real company projects. So if you're looking for real life company experience in UX design courses, UX Academy is the place to be. We also offer UX. We also have a mentorship program, which runs on a weekly basis within groups. So if you're interested in what our mentorship program contains, there's a link in the YouTube description box where you can learn more about our mentorship sessions. UX Academy also offers experienced UX design teachers. So all our trainers have at least 7+ years experience in the industry. We also offer flexible payment options, which means that you have the option to pay monthly, or you also have the option to pay as long as you want, up to 12 months or so. So we are very flexible, whether you want to pay monthly, whether you want to pay, within the course length, or whether you want to pay up to 12 months. We have those payment options open for you, depending on your economical situation. And then also we have course certificates. So those of you who take our courses, you'll all graduate with a shiny course certificate signed by our instructors and also by the founder himself. This can be used to be posted on LinkedIn. This can be used to prove that you've taken the course. Even though the course certificate is not the most important thing, it's the practical experience. However, it is a token that you have done the course and you have gone through the training. All right, so what is the difference between the intermediate UX design course and the beginner UX design course, if you are thinking if this course is right for you or not? Right, so the beginner UX design course and the intermediate UX design course. Now, the main difference is that the beginner UX design course is for absolute beginners. Okay, so it's for absolute beginners. Now, if you look at the intermediate UX design course, this course is designed for those who have 1 to 2 years experience, at least practical experience in the UX design industry. Okay, so if you don't have that amount of experience, this may not be right for you. It may be a little bit premature. Now, I do have to mention this is an intense course. So if you are familiar with the typical user-centered design process in a project, then I will recommend that the beginner UX design course will be a lot more valuable for you to do. Okay. And as you can see in the screen, those are the differences in terms of the course overview as well, and the length. All right, so we're going to talk about the outcomes and purpose behind the course. Okay, so when it comes to the intermediate UX design program, this is a program designed for those who are existing UX designers and have 1 to 2 years experience in the industry. And also these are for people that have the following criteria. Either you have existing experience in the UX design industry, you have gone through our beginner UX design program, or you have gone through a full foundational UX design training program elsewhere, and you also have a UX design portfolio on the hand. Okay. Now, the purpose behind the intermediate UX design course is to enable you to push the boundaries of your UX design skills and to enable you to start looking at senior roles. Okay. All right, so on this occasion, I'm going to introduce Nora to the panel, who's one of the course instructors. Let me bring her to the stage. Nora, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Awesome, I can hear you, yeah. All right, so Nora's going to take it away, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the event. I'll be back shortly.
Thank you, Adrian. It's really exciting to see from how many countries we have people here. So I hope you can also hear me well. I'm going to walk you a little bit through the structure. Hello from Stockholm, hello. So it's really great to see how international it is. So let me walk you a little bit through the structure. In this course, we really want you to train your thinking as a designer and a UX professional. So, and like Adrian said, we're going to be focusing on more advanced user research, lean UX, storytelling, presenting. So it's just really training you to think like a designer. And one of the focus throughout the course will be design thinking, as Adrian has already mentioned. Next slide, please. So there are, of course, different definitions of design thinking, but one definition that I really like is this one by Tim Brown, the executive chair of IDEO. Design thinking is a human-centered approach to innovation that draws from the designer's toolkit to integrate the needs of people, the possibilities of technology, and the requirements for business success. Let's put this in a little bit more of a visual format. Next slide. So just to illustrate this quote with an image, design thinking brings together what is desirable from a human point of view with what is technologically feasible and economically viable. So design thinking also allows people who aren't trained as designers to use creative tools to address a vast range of challenges and really not just consider only what people want, but also what is feasible and what is viable. And as said, we really want to train you as designers to develop a better mindset as a designer. And this is also what design thinking is about. Next slide. So without going too much into detail, this is what the course is for. But of course, some of the things that are part of the design thinking mindsets are focusing on be mindful of the process, craft clarity, radical collaboration, bias towards action, show don't tell, embrace experimentation, and focus on human values. Embracing this mindset is going to make, or these mindsets rather, is going to make you a better designer. And design thinking like a designer, can transform the way organizations develop products, services, processes, and strategy. Next slide. So here is another quote of design thinking, is that there's not just one definition. You can approach us from different angles. The design thinking ideology asserts that a hands-on, user-centric approach to problem solving can lead to innovation, and innovation can lead to differentiation and a competitive advantage. This hands-on, user-centric approach is defined by the design thinking process and comprises 6 distinct phases. So this definition by Sarah Gibbons from the Nielsen Norman Group focuses a lot more on that there are 6 distinct phases. Next slide. So if you've already been in the design field, at least for a little bit, this is probably not completely new to you. However, here, just to illustrate it, maybe there are some people who are not familiar with it yet. So this is just to illustrate what are the 6 stages that Sarah Gibbons talks about, so that they might sound familiar to you. So first, we have the stage of understanding. So this is empathizing with the user, empathizing and doing research, really understanding what are the problems that people are facing, and then also clearly defining it. What is the issue? This is actually a mistake that a lot of people make, even people who are not completely new to the field, but who have been working in the field for some time. A lot of people jump into solutions too quickly. And the design thinking process, these 6 steps really remind us of the fact that we need to really understand the problem well and define it before we jump into solutions, because otherwise it might happen that we just solve the wrong problem. So then the next stage is exploring it. So we're going to ideation, we're going to prototyping. So here first we're going to generate lots of ideas after we've actually identified what is the real problem. We're going to come up with lots of ideas and then prototype them and then test and implement. So this is, of course, not a linear process. As you can also see, it is very much iterative. And this is also the basis for our course. Next slide. So as Adrian already explained, in our course, we really want you to get your hands dirty and really also do something. This is not just a theoretical course. So we want you to walk through these steps. And that's also why we structured the course in this way, that we're actually going through all of those stages, except maybe implementation. This is going to be a little bit different. So in the first week, we're going to focus on empathizing. So in the first week, I'm going to go into detail in a second. We're going to focus on actually understanding the users and really doing in-depth user research. In week 2, we're going to talk about defining the problem. How can we define it? Week 3, ideating. Week 4, prototyping. Week 5, testing. And then week 6 is about presenting. So this is, as I said, there's a small difference. In this case, we're more going to focus on storytelling and presenting the solution that you've developed than only the implementation. Next slide. So now to give you some examples of what are the questions that we're going to be answering. So what are you going to learn in those weeks? Week 1, as said, this here is about empathizing. So what is user research is a question that we're going to address here. And we're definitely going to go a little bit deeper than in the beginner's course. So we're going to tackle advanced user research techniques. We're going to talk about how to conduct user interviews, how to really get valuable information from your users. Also talk about things like what is the difference between evaluative and generative research. Then in week 2, as said, in week 2, we're going to talk about defining the problem. So here we're going to talk about how to synthesize your user research findings, how to define the problem. As said, this is where a lot of people get it wrong. They don't actually define the problem. They kind of, oh, well, probably this is the problem. We've done a little bit of research and immediately jump into solution mode. We're going to focus on how can we actually define it? How can we also create useful personas that we can use to then later develop our solutions for and create ideas? And then in week 3, next slide. As said, week 3 is about ideating. So this part is going to be taught week 3 until week 5 is going to be taught by the other instructor, Yidi, and he is going to tell you more about how to come up with ideas, how to come up with a strong solution and how to turn your ideas into concepts. The ideas that you generated then in week 3, in week 4, you're going to prototype them. Next slide. So here in week 4, we're going to talk about lean UX, or also things like how to imagine an ideal state experience, and how, as most importantly, how to validate your assumptions. So different ways of testing all of the ideas that you came up with. You selected some of those ideas, you prototype them. How can you actually validate what works? And then week 5, can you, yeah, thank you. Week 5 for testing, here we're going to go more into detail how to run a lean experiment. What is a growth test? So here we're really going to focus on the testing of the prototype that we've made, getting some feedback. And of course, as I said, normally this is of course also an iterative process. Next one. And lastly, as said, week 6 is going to focus on presenting. Why are we going to focus on presenting? Because presenting is usually something that not everyone's naturally skilled at. Presenting is really a skill, but it's an important skill for designers. It's super important to be able to communicate effectively with stakeholders and to present your solutions, to argue well. Because what happens if you can have the best design ever, the best solution ever, but if you can't communicate it effectively with stakeholders to actually show why it is important and why it works, to also communicate the feedback that you get from research, from users and so on, then the design in the end is not going to get implemented. So it's also so this is why we place such a big importance also in presenting your solutions. And we're going to talk about various techniques of also storytelling. How can you actually make a convincing presentation and tell the story? And also, which is also very important in this part, is feedback. So in the end, how can you also give feedback? And as already mentioned, how can you communicate your solutions effectively with stakeholders? Next.
Okay, right. Okay, so we're going to talk about the case studies that you can, one case study example that you can expect to have and on the intermediate UX design course. All right, so an example of a case study is, as you can see in the screen. So Mr. and Mrs. Smith is a real life client that our students have worked with in the past. Now, if you were to do this project in the intermediate UX design course, so the initiative will be to rethink the booking experience for customers. Okay, so you need to reimagine the entire process. And the opportunity here is to know what it is for them is we know that our customers like experiences and frequently book them when they go on holidays. Despite that, even though we currently allow customers to book experiences through our website, we've seen very low uptake. So that's the problem. We believe that that's the opportunity rather. So we believe there are usability issues that prevent customers from buying these experiences directly from us. Okay, and the outcomes, also known as the metrics, which must be trackable, which you're going to learn how to do in the intermediate UX design course, is to increase the sales of experiences through the website and also to increase customer satisfaction levels with the booking experience of the website. And obviously this may be done with a 1 to 10 scale tool. Okay, let's move on. So what would be the deliverables for a project such as this? This would be the design artifacts and also the client presentation. So it'll be broken down between those two, which would be the hypothesis statement, report with user insights, prototypes, user flows, and then you also have the client presentation, which will consist of discovery research, the problem which you are trying to solve, also known as the opportunity, and your hypotheses, and then the walkthrough of your design process, the evidence of your improvements based on the insights that you gain from research, samples of the design artifacts, and a working demo of the prototype. And then obviously the next steps will be to actually show that to the client. All right. Okay, so I'm going to make some few announcements. I'm going to relegate Nora to the bench, and then she'll be back shortly for the Q&A. Okay, so guys, just want to make a couple announcements before we move over to the Q&A section. Okay, so we do have a 2-day UX strategy course coming up. Okay, now this course is suitable if you feel that this intermediate UX design course isn't a good fit for you, or if you feel like you don't have the budget at the moment, this is a great course to look at, which certainly meets the economical needs of people today. Now, this is currently a trending topic at the moment, where having these skills will certainly make you a valuable addition to any organization which has a UX department. Now, this 2-day short course is starting later on this month and is taught by our wonderful instructor, Ben, who has 15 plus years experience in UX design. Across top companies. We do have a few places available. If you'd like to secure your place or you'd like to request a short brochure, feel free to visit our website or get in touch with me or leave some comments in the chat and we will get back to you. Okay, so that's the 2-day UX design strategy course, very popular right now at the moment. As you can see on the screen is a summary of the course and the course outcomes. Okay. And also, I'd like to let you guys know about the Festival of UX and Design 2021, which is starting next week. So you heard about Mobile UX London earlier on today in the presentation. They are the ones behind this event. Okay, so this event will be starting on Monday right through Friday. So it's 3 days of talks, networking, expos, etc. And you have 2 days of full networking, depending on what pass that you have. Now, anyone that enrolls into any of our courses, including the intermediate UX design course or the UX strategy course, will receive a free ticket to the UX festival, including workshops, which is worth at £60. So make sure that you book yourself on the course and you'll be able to get yourself a free ticket to this event. Okay, so this is an event featuring 20 expert speakers. You've got Q&A sessions, you have 8 workshops, and you have the opportunities to network with other like-minded UXers. We have almost 1,000 people that are going to be attending the event, so you don't want to miss that. If you have any interest in UX design, you can learn more at mobileuxlondon.com, or you can reach out to UX Academy, and we'll be able to direct you to the event, or alternatively, sign up for one of our courses and you'll be sent a link, a free ticket to attend this event, which starts on Monday. You don't want to miss it. You have people from the likes of Uber, you have people from the likes of Shopify, Google, Walt Disney speaking at the event. You don't want to miss it out. All right, so now we are going to take the Q&A session. So I'm going to welcome back Nora to the panel. So this is your time, guys. If you do have any questions regarding the course, please get your questions in and we will be happy to answer them. Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube right now, please submit your questions in the live chat regarding the course and we will be able to assist you. We're going to give it some more time. I'm going to give it some more time. I'm sure some of you are interested in the course. This is what this event is all about. If you have any questions, please let them in the chat. Otherwise, we will assume that you are ready to sign up. If you are ready to sign up for this course, then what you can do is we do have a link in the YouTube description below. We also have a message in the chat. We also have a link pinned on the live chat that you can see on YouTube. That link will take you straight to the shop where you can book your place on the course. Okay. All right. So we do have some questions coming through now. So we do have some people out there. We're not going crazy. All right. So Seller asks, are there any specific methods that we will look at during the course? All right, Nora, what's your interpretation of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so methods, if you want, you can specify if you're talking about, if your question is about specific methods when it comes to user research. But So feel free to specify, but just some of the things that we're going to talk about are, as said, generative and evaluated user research. We're going to talk about competitive research. We're going to talk about affinity mapping, creating proto-personas. We're going to talk about the How Might We framework. We're also going to talk about the lean startup way of thinking. We're going to talk about, let me think that I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah. Feel free
I think
to
that's quite a number of methods. Yeah, sign up for the course or request a course brochure if you're interested to see what the course overview is. I mean, Nora's just gone through the course overview. If you look at the YouTube description box, there is a link where you can request the Intermediate UX Design course brochure. Please hit that button and you will get a link to the brochure. Also, if you're watching YouTube, please hit that like button. It does help us to let more people know that this is valuable content going out there. So please hit that like button and subscribe so that you will have more valuable content like this coming to you in the future. Okay, looks like we do have some other questions coming in. Seda, you're very welcome. She says, thank you. Okay, Vladimir says, is it possible to invoice the mobile conference you mentioned? Thanks. Vladimir, please, could you explain what you mean by that? I'm not quite clear on what you mean by that. Okay. And then we also have a question from Ola. Ola says, how much does the course cost? Okay. So in terms of the cost of the course, so it's £850. Okay. It's a 6-week course, £850. All right. So what you get in the course is, of course, you're going to get Nora and Jiri. I mean, they're not going to obviously come to your house, but you're going to get them in terms of teaching the course to you once a week. Okay. 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. London time. What you're also going to get is group mentorship once a week. Okay. Nora may be the mentor for that as well. So you can see how lovely she is. I'm sure she'll be happy to mentor you. You're also going to get access to real life company projects, as we explained earlier on. And you're also going to get access to working in teams. This is very important if you do want to break into the industry a bit more. Working in teams is something that you would need to be doing or you need to be familiar with. And then also after the course, we can introduce you to other companies so you can continue to further your work experience opportunities. Our team will help you with CVs, portfolios. We will help you with preparing for interviews and so on and so forth. You do get a whole lot in the course as well. Okay. So it's £850 for the course. Okay. And also you have an option to pay the deposit and then pay the rest of the course while the course is going, or you can pay in monthly installments for up to 12 months. So you could be paying as little as £70 something a month if you wanted to spread the course for that way as well. Okay. Yes, so the deposit is £199. That's the deposit set up. And then you can either pay the rest of the course just before the course finishes, or what you can do is you can pay monthly installments by checking out via Noma, which is one of our payment partners, which enable you to pay on a monthly basis if you don't want to pay all of the amounts before the course finishes. Okay. All right. So DD asks, when is your ongoing product design course starting next? We do not have an answer for that. We did try. We were going to run the product design course in February, but due to low demands, that was withdrawn. So we're not sure when the product design course is going to run because we do not have enough demand for that. Okay. Okay, so when is the next intermediate UX design course intake? We can't promise you. We do not know when the next intake is going to be because right now this course is going to start in April and it's going to go right through to about end of May, and then obviously we do have courses. We do have a number of courses running back to back. So we can't say when. One thing we can say is that the beginner course is very, very popular. So chances are this course won't be run as often. So, this could be the only time we run the course this year. We don't know. So what I recommend is if you can reserve your place in this course, then make sure you do that. If you can't, if you don't have the means to put down a deposit and then to pay in installments, then what you can is spread the cost for up to 12 months from as little as £70, 13 a month. Okay. So we are very flexible in terms of payment. Just get yourself on this course as soon as you can. There is no better time than now to upskill yourself in UX, as UX design roles are certainly in demand. Keep your questions coming. We do have up to 7:30 to take questions. When the questions stop coming in, we will end this session. So please keep your questions coming in. We want to see some questions from Nora as well. All right. So Kenny says, can you give some real life projects, examples of real life projects we will be working on? Kenny, I just gave you an example of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I don't know when you tuned in, but if you just tuned in, make sure you rewind the YouTube button. You will be able to see some of the case study projects that we did just take the audience through. Okay. So if you missed it, just make sure you hit rewind. Make sure you rewatch this video. You should be able to see when we discussed about case study projects, maybe about 5 to 10 minutes ago. Okay. All right, guys, keep your questions coming in. This event is all about the intermediate UX design course. Each and every one of you sign up to this event because you're interested in the course. Okay. This event is not a event about UX design. This event is to give more information on the course. So please keep your questions coming in. If we do not get any more questions in the next few minutes, we are going to end the session, and we are assuming that you guys are ready to sign up for the course. So please make sure that you look at the link in the live chat description. We have pinned the link to sign up for the course, to put down a deposit. If you want to pay in payment plans, please do get in touch with us, or please get in touch with me, and we can discuss how you can pay in the monthly installments. Okay. Right. Do we have any more questions coming in? We're going to give it about 2 more minutes to see if any more questions come in. If we don't get any more questions, we are going to end the session. And we assume that you guys are ready to sign up for the course, or this course isn't for you, or you want to go sign up for UX strategy. We have some links in the description box as well that you can take a look at. So please make sure you have a look at those. If you're still watching, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And we're just going to wait for more questions to come in. Okay, so we've had another question come in from Funky Cold Tobias. It's a very cool YouTube name, and he or she says, will this course really help me get a job? I have seen entry-level jobs looking at 1 to 2 years experience. Okay, right. This is one of the most popular questions that we do get. All right. Now, we don't guarantee you get jobs. What we do guarantee is that you get work experience, and you get all of the tools and the skills and the experience in order to get a job in the industry. Okay. Now, it sounds like you may be new to UX design. If you are looking at entry-level jobs, this course may not be for you, because it sounds like you're still new to UX design, or you really haven't had enough experience in UX design. But what we can tell you is that we've had a number of students get jobs after taking our courses. You know, if we had students get jobs as recent as a few weeks ago or a few months ago. So, you know, there's always people getting jobs on the back of UX Academy, whether that's internships, whether that's in paid jobs, or whether that's in promotions. So we're going to wait for more people to come in from the chat. Any more questions to come in from the chat? If we don't, then we are going to call it a night.
What I maybe can still add to the question that Tobias just asked.
Yeah, sure.
So on the one hand, so now we could just begin. So while of course no course can 100% guarantee you that you're going to get a job, what is really important, and what of course recruiters want to see, is that you have real life experience. And this is, I think, what makes UX Academy, in this course in particular, special, is that you can actually work with a client. It's not just a theoretical project, but you can work on a project with a client together. And that's usually what recruiters highly value.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Nora, for that extra value. That was really appreciated. we have another question from Funky Code Tobias. I have done an intense course through Coursera and Cal Institute of Arts, but it didn't come with internships or experience. Did you want to add to that?
Yeah, so it goes a little bit in the direction of what I was already saying. So with Coursera, and I don't know the course by the Cal Institute of the Arts, this is of course, but yeah, also in Coursera, I think there are several courses for UX design, but I think most of them are very theoretical, which on the one hand is great, of course, but on the other hand, you're not going to build experience. And through this course, of course, you're not going to build 1 or 2 years of experience, but at least you will have another project to show on your portfolio where you can say, I worked with a client, and it's not just any kind of imaginary project that I worked on. And this is what recruiters really want to see in your portfolio.
Thank you, Nora. And one thing I can say is that UX Academy does something that I don't really hear other training companies do, is that we give you further work experience. So after you finish the course, you will graduate with a portfolio, with a real life client and a certificates, etc., etc. We actually have the option to introduce you to another client if you want to continue working, if you want to continue getting work experience. So if you finish the course and you say, hey, I want to work with another company, UX Academy can make those arrangements, and we can introduce you to another client so that you can continue, so that you can have an even stronger portfolio and stand out on the market. I will be lying to you if I said that there wasn't some kind of fair competitiveness in this market. But what I can say is that if you have a few clients in your portfolio, you'll definitely be standing out, because I've seen some CVs, which I'm not even a UX recruiter, right? I mean, I've got product management experience, etc. But I've seen some CVs from people that have studied elsewhere, and they don't even have a real life client. They've taken a paid program and they don't even have a real life client. I mean, that is just ridiculous. And you're not really going to have the edge when it comes to working with employers, because they're going to have a whole bunch of CVs or resumes or students to choose from. Yeah. So I mean that's my take on that. Okay, Mr. Funky Culture. So yeah, if you come on the course, we'll be sure to make sure you get enough work experience to break into the industry. Okay. So if you guys just joined, I've seen some more people have joined the live stream. So if you've just joined, if you've missed anything, don't worry, you can rewind this stream and watch everything right from the beginning. Please, if you do have any questions about our intermediate UX design course, which is what this event is all about, please get them in the chat now. If we do not get any questions within the next few minutes, we are going to end the stream, as we've covered everything that we have for today. And I just want to let those who are new, who have just joined us, if you would like to sign up for the course, the link is in the live chat box. It's pinned. Okay, that link will take you to paying the deposit, which is £199. The course is £850. However, if you want to pay monthly installments rather than paying the deposit and then paying a second installment afterwards during the course, then please do get in touch with us, and we will show you how you can pay monthly installments. Okay. All right. So we're waiting for the last few questions. If we do not get any questions, then we will end this stream, and we would like to thank you for taking time out of your evening to be with me and Laura as we digest the intermediate UX design course. Now, just to remind you that the intermediate UX design course is starting on 7th of April. So I believe that's in the next 2 weeks or so. All right. And what I can also let you guys know is that we are also giving away a free ticket to the Festival of UX and Design 2021. For those of you that have just joined us, you will be getting a free ticket, which includes 2 workshops if you sign up to this course, and you can save yourself £60. Or you can sign up to the UX strategy course, and you can also get yourself a free ticket to the UX Festival and Design. We have top speakers from Uber, Shopify, Walt Disney, Google. The list goes on. You don't want to miss it. If you're interested in getting into UX networking and meeting, and we also have recruiters are also going to be at the event. You don't want to miss out on this event. So mobileuxlondon.com. We are now going to take the final questions. So please get them in. Just drop a message in the chat. If we do not get any questions in the next couple minutes, we are going to call this a day. And here comes the awkward silence.
So just maybe to break the awkward silence.
Okay.
Something else, of course, also to consider, again, going a little bit back to the question that Tobias asked.
Okay.
One part, of course, is also mentorship. I think this is also something really crucial when you're deciding which course to take. It's mentorship. Of course, you can read books. You can, for just $10, £10, you can get a book. You can watch free videos on YouTube. But in the end, you also need to use the knowledge actively, and that's why it's so valuable to, on one hand, work with a client, but on the other hand, also have a mentor, get feedback on the work that you're doing, also get feedback, of course, on your portfolio.
That's it. That's it. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to share a little bit of the mentorship. So for those of you who are interested in mentorship, this is what, if you're curious, this is what our mentorship program is all about. So how it works is that it's a weekly mentorship program. Okay. So you will be mentored on a weekly basis, either by Nora or one of our other UX experts once a week, and the focus is on knowledge, training, and guidance. And how it works is it's 30 minutes of mentorship. It's group mentoring and it's voluntary, so you don't have to actually take part in the mentorship, but it's optional and it's beneficial if you want to take part in it, and it's there to help you out. It's available for the entire team. Okay, it's to provide support. It's to help you fix, to sort out any challenges you're going through in your project, to discuss anything to do with UX life and careers. Mentorship is also there for you. It's not to solve any problems in your teams. If you are having any issues with your team, it's more for you to explore UX life and to ask questions regarding your projects. Okay, we have a question from Madhu. Mentioned seminars are two different seminars or single seminar. I don't know what you mean by that, Madhu. If you can share more information on what that means, then we can definitely help you out there. But continuing on with mentorship, this is 30 minutes, and it's usually takes place, a couple of days after your classes have taken place. 30-minute time slot, and it's usually provided on a Thursday or Friday or a Monday. And we do not provide one-to-one mentorship. But however, if no one in your team turns up for the mentorship session, then why not bag yourself a one-on-one mentorship session, which we don't normally do. But if no one in your team turns up or wants it, then you can take advantage of that exclusive privilege. So again, what does it cover? It covers supports, advice, direction, coaching, and motivation. And obviously, it's there for you to take advantage of the tutor's experience, discuss, UX life, get feedback and support on fun work, project work. But now it's also not to be a repetition of the class, and it's not to solve fights and conflicts within a team. Okay. And we expect students to arrive in time for a mentorship because we're professional. And yeah, so I mean, this is a summary of what our mentorship program consists of. So you can visit, there's a link in the description box if you want to learn more about UX Academy mentorship. Okay. Oh, right. So we are going to continue on with the Q&A. Once again, if you guys are, if you have a question, we will be taking them. So make sure that you share your questions. If we do not get any more questions within the next couple of minutes, then we are going to close out because this session is planned for 60 minutes. So once again, I'm going to ask you guys to get your questions in the chat. If you have any questions about the course, if you've just joined recently, get your questions in the chat and we will help you out. Madhu says 2-day UX seminar and one more seminar for March 22nd, 26th are different seminars. Can we register for free for these seminars? Madhu, this UX seminar is not free. Tickets start from £29. Okay. Now, if you sign up to one of our courses, you will be able to register for free. Okay. So thank you for that question. All right. We're going to wait 1 more minute for more questions. So if we do not get another question within a minute, then we are going to end this live stream. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for attending this stream today. Okay. Okay. So I would like to thank you all for attending tonight's event. That seems to be all of the questions that we've got for tonight. We've given you plenty time to get your questions in. The only thing left to say today is to make sure you enroll for the intermediate UX design course. It's starting in a couple of weeks. Okay. Once again, we also have the UX strategy course starting in a couple of weeks. Okay. So if you wanted to sign up for starting at the end of the month, sorry, if you sign up to this course, you will be able to get yourself a free ticket to the UX Festival and Design event. Okay. And you'll also be able to get a free ticket to the UX Festival and Design events if you sign up to the Intermediate UX Design course. All right. The link is in the description box if you want to enroll to this course, or you can visit myuxacademy.com/enroll. The link is in the YouTube chat. The link is in the YouTube description box. And we're also putting the link in the chat just now so that you guys can see it. And that will take you straight to enrolling for this course. Nora and Jerry can't wait to teach you in the course. It's going to be a fantastic 6 weeks for those that want to take their UX experience to the next level. So other than that, if that's everything, we're going to say thank you for attending tonight's event. And we look forward to seeing you on the Intermediate UX Design course. Thank you, Nora, too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.